the battle over Apple, Larry Glazer here, on how all of this would be going down if, let's say, it wasn't a cool company with cool products, one that's loved by the mainstream media and many other in the media. What if it were, let's say, a bank? Larry says we might have a very different kind of view on things. I think you're right about that. Explain.
You know, Neil, this isn't about privacy protection. It's not about protecting our civil liberties. This is about corporate image. This is about branding. And this is about selling products. And in this case, selling lots more Apple products. And they are a cool, hip company. And as a result, Apple operates by a different set of rules. There's a dual standard for technology companies in this country. Can you imagine a major bank CEO taking this stance? No matter what they do, they would be vilified. Look, a bank CEO buys a sandwich at the deli, and they're considered to be harming the environment. Apple makes its iPhone in China, and somehow that's okay. I mean, it just shows you the hypocrisy that runs deep in this, and I think we have to change those rules. Apple employs roughly 100,000 people, Walmart over 2 million people in this country, and you would think Walmart was selling asbestos to babies the way they're portrayed today.
But, you know, I was even trying to think of how it would look with a financial institution. Let's say it was not sharing customer financial data with the government. It wouldn't give them the details on that, and it would argue, much as Tim Cook has for his customers and his loyal fans use his products, that, look, I mean, the government could come by and ask for information on you, and I wouldn't give it. I would suspect the media would present that a little differently.
I think so, Neil. And I think that's, again, it's how the optics are presented here. And major financial institutions do comply with data. They're required to comply. The Patriot Act and a whole host of other anti-terrorism, anti-money laundering rules that we've all been forced to live with. And yet, again, the financial institution is always held accountable. They're vilified. And if there's a problem, they're the ones that are blamed here. In this case, Apple has that second set of rules. Look, and again, it's not just related to privacy. Privacy is a major issue. Even cash overseas. Apple is one of the biggest culprits of cash overseas, basically tax avoidance. When a major U.S. company does it, they're considered unpatriotic. When Apple does it, it's considered a cost of doing business. And I think that's just the perspective today. It's certainly not just Apple. Amazon also has a different set of rules, a number of companies. But in this case, it's a very high-profile situation. And I think people need to take a hard look and say, what are the consequences here? What are the motives behind this? And they may not be what they seem.
You know, it's just like you and I have discussed before. We've seen the energy industry, the oil industry, lose close to 200,000 jobs from its highs. 200,000 jobs.
Exactly.
I haven't seen many in Washington shedding a tear over that. You know?
No. And again, energy is a great example. Lots of middle-class, high-paying jobs that really haven't been protected by policies. Just recently, there was a story about Carrier Air Conditioning shutting down Indianapolis plant. Again, thousands of middle-class jobs, not a peep. And I think there is a different set of rules in terms of what's really in the best interest of the American people, what's in the best interest of these companies. And when you look at not just manufacturing overseas, where traditional corporate America, industrial companies are all vilified, but that is the double standard.
Larry, thank you, my friend. Always good having you.
My pleasure.